Alright, this is my third video about how to beat every character in Grand Blue. The last video was on the Diva. Top comment wanted me to do Seox, so I'm going to do Seox. Whatever top comment is on this video is the next character I'll do until I get every character. Alright, so let's talk about Seox. So, with Seox, there's not too much to talk about with his buttons. He doesn't have anything too special or unique to him. His lights are plus, just like everybody else. You know, 66L, far light. None of his mediums are. Not his close medium's even, and his far medium is negative. His H's are all negative. So there's not too much to talk about with how he can abuse pressure from cross frames with that. So all his jump normals are really not that special. I guess he has a good cross up with his jump medium. His jump H, there's nothing to write home about. One button to talk about a little bit is this dive kick. This can bait out your anti-airs, it can reverse his jump momentum, you know. I don't really see people using it too much. It's probably because if you block this, it can be even. I believe it can be plus. It can be plus a little bit. Usually this feels like you probably just get anti-air, and that's why I don't really see people using this. But if they do bait your anti-air with this, they can get a combo, but if it's not counter hit, it usually doesn't combo, so it's not very... For the risk it takes to jump in this game, it's probably not good. Usually you just want to do your EX empty hand if you're Seox. Way more plus, that's probably why you don't see it. The last thing I want to go over before we start going over special moves is, I believe, I don't have it set up yet. Let me go to dummy, I don't want to delete that one. Okay. So, is the clone is unique. So with the clone, you can hit these, and if he teleports to it, you'll hit him too. So, just if you can, try and hit the clone. If you don't really want to, you can just block it. It's not that big of a deal. Usually they'll try and throw this at you when you're on wake up. You can try and reversal it, but it can get kind of weird. Sometimes they'll teleport behind you, your reversal will miss, and then you'll get messed up. So, do what you want, but I recommend most of the time just trying to hit the clone if possible, or just block it. If you spot dodge, sometimes you'll be even, sometimes you'll be plus, sometimes they'll be plus, so I don't really recommend spot dodging this too often. It can be really weird. But that's pretty much it. So, the first thing I want to go over is empty hand. So, or is that empty hand? No, that's Gated Demons, sorry. This is Gated Demons. So, this fireball can be a big problem. It can be very plus, it can give him an easy way to run in on you. What do you want to do? So, if you see this happening a lot, you can just turn this back off. Back to 8. So, you see them doing this a lot, you can try and throw your fireball. Sometimes your fireball will go under it. Sometimes your fireball will clash with it. You can see them jump over. If you're running at them, you can run right under them. If you run right under them, you get a punish. So let's do this at a more reasonable height. Most players that I see don't just jump as high as they can to do this, but if you do see it, you can try and run under, get your punish, you know. But a lot of Seox players will just do it from here. Oop. So, a lot of EX fireballs will just beat this one. This only has one hit. I believe, let me make sure. Run into it. Yeah, it only has one hit. So, most EX fireballs have 3. So you can just beat it with this. You can beat it with your normal fireball. And you can try and run under and spot dodge, but you have to react really early, so I don't recommend that. You can try and reversal if you see them above you like that. And that's pretty much your options. You really can't run under this one. They're too low to the ground. So that's pretty much it with that one. You can just avoid it. It doesn't go that far, and you really won't give up too much ground. Now, if they want to get plus frames out of this, they probably will do something like this, for instance. This is +3, and they're right in your face, so you know these are all kinds of mix-ups. They're gonna grab you. They can do their H, try and get you to, you know, just attack and get counter hit. What we can do, and anytime they do what is it, Gated Demons, the fireball, you can spot dodge. Now, this is really hard to react to. So, the startup on the fireball is 21. You have 21 frames to react. But for most people, that's just not a reasonable thing. I don't really think anybody can truly react to this one. So, what you probably want to do, you can guess with your reversal. It can be stuff, just like that just happened, right? So I don't really recommend trying to guess reversal. If you're going to guess, you're better off guessing with spot dodge. If you guess right, they constantly are going like this, they're fishing, and then anytime they hit their medium into something, or maybe they're heavy, they want to go into this. You start looking for it, and then you can get a big punish on them.
Great.
Another thing about the fireball. The medium version goes like this. They jump forward. Even at like max range. Like this is +2, but they're +2 from here. What are they gonna do? There's nothing to... there's just not a whole lot of Seox players that I really see use the light one. Let's see. The medium one is negative on block. It can be positive. It can be kind of hard to... Probably around here would be like the most. Maybe here. So you're really only getting +1, and sometimes you're getting negative. So I almost never see the medium gated demons. So that's not even what I would worry about. If you see it, you're probably plus most of the time. So you can just try and take your turn. They are really close, so this might end up being a grab battle in most situations. Put it right here. Yeah, so you are in grab range. So, the one you should just really worry about is the EX. All the other ones just don't really matter. Let's see. So, you see them do a whole string, and you think they're gonna do it, you can try and spot dodge that. And again, you will get your whole punish. So, that's pretty much it for EXN. This can be a weird move to play around. Or, not can, this is gated demons. Again, the EX Fireball. Can be quite weird to play around. It does give them a lot of neutral, but it takes a while to recover after they use it. And there's plenty of counterplay that can give you a lot of reward if you really are looking for it. Alright. I believe this is where I start talking about the Rekka. Alright, so that's the light Rekka, right? So as you saw, this is -8. But I want to show the light Rekka first. I'm going to show it one more time. Alright, so in all the Rekkas, they can do this kick here, right? This is the second part of the Rekka. There's other options that they can go to. But with the light Rekka, or not even just with the light Rekka, with all the Rekkas, as soon as they do this 2 knee is when you can start mashing light. And you'll get a punish on most of the follow-ups, besides one. And you just won't have to play the mind game past this. They can do some of the other follow-ups earlier to beat waiting for this option, but this is one of the best options you can do to beat this. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if they do the full Rekka, and you start mashing after you see the 2 knees, the 2 kicks, you'll get a punish here. Usually if you see the whole thing, you would want to punish with the medium, get a better punish. Or I could fail. So you can't get a punish on your medium, do your big damage combo, do whatever. But usually they don't end the Rekka, so they'll do something like this possibly, right? Okay. So then they're plus if you let this happen. So I've seen it happen very, very often, where they constantly do this, they're resetting their pressure, and you're getting hit by it, you're doing all kinds of stuff. But if you see this 2 hits here, and you start mashing, it beats it every time. There's nothing they can do to stop you from mashing here. So just make sure you wait for the 2 knees. Alright. So, again, we'll show you what happens. So, if you mash after you see the 2 knees and they do the back step, you might be -1. I've seen it even sometimes. It just matters how early you mash. The latest I've usually gotten was like -3. But when you're -1 or even from this range, there's really nobody's at advantage. It takes too long for anybody to get back in the range, so you're completely fine from here. Talk about. Did I get the next one up? Oh yeah, so again, if you're mashing after you see the 2 kicks, you can beat that option as well. Now I just want to go over this real quick. So if they do this, they can do this earlier. They can do all these options earlier, but this is if you don't want to try and play the mind game. So a lot of people will just autopilot into the two parts of the Rekka, and you can just beat everything from there. Not a lot of people do this. Or I always forget they gotta hold up to do that. So if you are waiting for this threat, they can hit you with this. So the one thing that you can do to beat this option as well is if you see that it's the light Rekka. So you see the light Rekka, you can try and mash earlier, but I say that you can always mash after you see the double knee, because if they do the medium Rekka, I believe this is going to be the medium Rekka. Okay, see, if you mash early here, you will get countered. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you get knocked down, you're not gonna take a full combo for them, you know. So it's not that bad to mash there either. But again, if you wait for this attack of the Rekka and you start mashing, and you beat all the other options, now you're safe against it. So this is again a really easy place to start mashing your light. So in this example, when I let him do it, it's going to beat the normal follow-up to the Rekka, so I'll show you. This is what it's set to do. So this is -8 again, but it has a big gap, so you can actually already be mashing. And you'll beat it. Obviously, you can do the medium Rekka. And then you can backdash. I don't know why I didn't get my mash there. And then you're even. So again, this is a really easy spot where you can use this option select to beat all these other options or keep you safe. So it's like a really easy way to shut down a lot of the shenanigans this character can get up to. So, back to the light version. You can mash earlier if you see the light version. So, if you see the light version, which is 2 slashes, you see how he did 2 slashes there? Then you can tell the difference between that and the medium. So, this is the medium. It'll cause a gap, there's only 1 slash. And this is the light, where he hits you 2 times. So, you can react to seeing these 2 slashes. Right? I didn't mean to record that. But you can react to these 2 slashes. Oh, I wanted to pause. So if you see this, then that means you can already start mashing. But that's just like once you get used to it. For now, if you aren't comfortable just hitting your lights and, you know, reacting to the difference between the two. You can just wait for the two knees because they're exactly the same between both of them. And then you'll still get your punish if they try and do anything extra, or if they backdash, you'll be safe. Now, about the backdash. I missed. So you can try and get your pressure here. Certain characters can get actual punishes on this. Like, Anelia actually can get a punish on this. So if you think it's going to... Like, this is a pure guess. Because if they go back to doing the kick, it'll punish you. But if you're really looking for this backdash here, and they've been doing it the same way every time, you can get a punish on it. I don't know which characters can get a punish on it, but if you have a big move, you have a big lariat, then you can try and stick that out and see if it hits. Oh, I don't want to do that. You can see if your super hits, certain characters' supers can hit and get a punish. It really just matters what your character is, but I would like to let people know that this is a punishable move. Alright, so now we're just back to the fireball. Alright, so let's talk about these wall sticks and these dive kicks. So, it's +1 on block. That was even. I guess it matters how far he comes off the wall. It hits basically full screen. I've really never seen this move miss. Yeah. So, you always, anytime he does this, you just have to know that it will come and hit you. There's no getting away from it. You can try and spot dodge it, but honestly, if you spot dodge late, you can be really negative. Let's see if I spot dodge real late. Like, it's really not worth doing. You either want to react with your DP, you want to react with 2H. But obviously, if everybody can just react and DP and do this, or react and get their 2H, we wouldn't be talking about this move. So, this move is very difficult to deal with for a lot of people. It's just really fast, it hits full screen, you don't know when he's going to do it, but it's just one of the moves against Seox you just have to be looking out for. You don't want to let him get away with this too many times. You can lose the game off of him just getting more pressure and more neutral skips than you, that you don't get to do your thing. Personally, what I would do is, you know, it's a good panic move. So you want to be like, oh, he's low. Maybe he really needs to get in for like zoners, maybe even keeping him out. Just always be ready to try and 2H this. The problem can be, though, if you react with DP because you don't know if it's going to happen, after the changes, DPs are exceptionally negative, and they take a long time to recover. So, a problem can arise where they can fake the dive kick portion, or they can fake the dive kick part. So, you're still -2 in this situation. If you're like, oh, he's gonna come, and you try and DP, you can be full counter hit punished. Just be careful reacting with DP. You really want to be reacting with 2H when you can. You can try, like, if you really are reacting early, you can try and spot dodge, because you'll be left at less negative. Sometimes you'll be positive here. But I prefer that you react with 2H. It's gonna be really hard for them to punish you. Just try and get your 2H's down and try and, like, guess if they're going to do that or not. I don't really see too many Seox players really trying to touch the wall 10 times and then go for it. So, I wouldn't worry about it too much. So with the light one is really weird. It doesn't really hit very well. I don't really see too many people using this one. I have seen the medium one come out every once in a while, but you have a long time to react to the medium one. It's always the EX one. So just pay attention, You see him jump back, get ready to anti-air. Anything else I particularly want to talk about? We already went over the fireball. I guess we can go over... Oh, no, actually, I need to go over this. So, this is invincible. If you try and 2H this one, you will just lose every time. So, you can DP this. I don't think he can fake this, right? Yeah, he can't fake this. Once he does this, he is coming off the wall with the dive kick. So you can try and DP this. You have to be careful again, because if you do it too early, this will beat your DP. You really have to wait for him to be coming towards you. You can try and react with your super. Now, if you don't have if you're playing a character that has the full cinematic super, which I mean everyone basically does, you really want to let him come all the way off the wall, almost hit you, and use your invincibility frames to go through it so you can get the actual full punish. Bam. So just know that's a big thing you can do. If you're using a move that doesn't do something like that, you can just do that. You can do it early. But just know that you have to wait. He's fully invincible until he's basically landing on the ground. Another move I have seen, I played against a Seox the other day when I was grinding up Vayne to Master. Just got him to Master as well. And I saw this move come out a lot. So, it's not too scary even if you get hit. So, let me see. So. Why is it not? Yeah, there it goes. So, if you get hit by it, they get 25% meter back, and they get a good knockdown. The problem with this move can be that it's safe on block. I don't know if it's safe at the corner. It probably is. Yeah, so it's always safe at 4. Maybe it's not safe at the corner, actually, because you might be able to grab. Nope. So it's safe on block. It's really fast. That hit on 11 frames, so it hits really far away. It's just an overall good neutral skip move that you have to be prepared for. You can't react to it. If you react to it with spot dodge, you're negative. This is a punish for him. And that's if I'm reacting like really, really early. So yeah, like you can be really negative here if you spot dodge. So just don't spot dodge. You can try and DP it, but honestly, this move is just so fast. I don't really like that. Plus this, you really can't. You have to react to one or the other. You're probably not gonna be able to react. Well, you definitely won't be able to react to both. With this move, you mostly just have to let him get away with it. There's not too much you can really do. It is your turn after you block it. So just know that, oh, you know, if they do something a little bit negative like this, or what was he doing? I'm trying to remember what this guy was doing. He'd basically be like fishing around here, and then he'd just throw this out. But it's really just not that scary of a move. It doesn't lead into any combos or anything, so honestly, if they're using it, they're just using meter up. So just be happy they're not using it on something scarier. Now let's talk about his reversal. So I don't want him to be doing the unique one. Yeah, we'll go over this one first. So with this, you have to react to this pretty fast. It doesn't take too long to recover. So you have half a second, but really it feels like this is just like really fast. I feel like I miss punishes on this move all the time. Parries are really strong in this game. So if you do like a safe jump, this will beat it. And if you do an empty jump, you can get grabbed out of it when you're trying to bait this move. So just know that you're just going to have to accept sometimes you're going to have to hit into the parry. There's really not a setup that you can truly do to beat all of his wake up options. So obviously with this, say you wanted to do this, you ran up and you backdash, you can beat throw. And if you ran up and you backdashed and he did parry, and you just waited and then you saw parry, then you get your punish there again. But if they just hit a button here, Let's change this from empty hand to literally anything. We'll just say like, fuck it, we'll do sweep, right? If you're not blocking low, then you're going to get punished there. They could also do their sweep into anything. Just know that his defense is strong and can be quite hard to deal with, but sometimes you just have to accept that you might get parried. So you can try and grab. Oop, I want to send the parry. Again, other normal things that be parry. So you can try and grab them a bunch of times. I didn't mess it up. Try and grab them. I usually try and grab Seox players a lot more. If they start teching, you can try and go for like a throw bait. So, not every character really has an option like this. But no, if you have a character with the throw bait, you can try and avoid both the parry and the throw. So if you do this late enough, you can beat both. That's another good way to get around it. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to go over. I really don't. Oh, actually, I guess I can go over something that's kind of common. It actually doesn't work on Anila. So, common little string I see is they'll do something like that. Let me draw this. So usually, your normal characters. Try and show real quick. Well, I'll just show you again with Anila. So usually, if you throw a jab here, they'll get crushed. But Anila has a god jab, so let's change to a character that doesn't have a god jab. So if you're grand, and this happens, you'll get crushed. So you might want to see if your jab is the god tier Anila, or if it's just a normal jab. So he can try and crush your buttons a lot, so just be careful. A common thing you can try and do here, you can back up and then hit a delayed button, then you can get a punish. So you can try and just stand block a lot more against Seox if you're getting staggered like this. A problem can happen too, though, where if they see you stand blocking, they can try and reset and go low. Just know that you can avoid a lot of these kind of frame trap situations by just stand blocking and walking back. I can not suck. Yeah, I think that's about it, honestly. Just, everybody has these kind of spacing traps, but his buttons are pretty good at crushing, so I would just watch out for, oh, I want a jab here, because he can really punish you if he's looking for your jab. Especially since all of his buttons lead into his Rekka series, so he hits you with anything. We turn off the block. Yep, I thought I was... Yeah. And if you're in the corner, this leads to launch, so I don't know any Seox combos, so not that cool. So just be looking out for who wants to reset pressure over and over again. Because if you're not in the corner, you can usually get out of this by just stand blocking and walking back. That's really all I have to say. You have to just check all the frame trapping kind of things by yourself, and that's how you beat Seox.